Hello my friend and welcome to this video. This is the subgroup and my name is Anas Lapid, and without further ado, as usual, we jump straight into it. So today's topic is being delusional. Why am I even talking about this thing? Because first of all, I want to tell you that you need to understand very carefully that this channel, the subgroup, is mainly about the message that I'm trying to spread. So it's not about my personal life. And obviously sometimes if I can for some reason like attach my personal experience with the message, then that's what's gonna be like. So in this case, why I want you to be delusional, because obviously I can understand if somebody's rich, I understand they don't have like motivation to kind of change their situation or whatever. Somebody who's middle class, they are all right in the space where they are at right now, so like things don't truly need to change for them. While if you are maybe in the lower spectrum, and obviously I'm talking about like financial situation, because it doesn't mean that you made it just because you're rich. You might be rich but then like you can't get a wife, you can get a family, or I don't know, whatever. You can have like toxic environment with your friends or whatever the case might be, do you understand? But economically speaking, because you need to go through it, you need to like struggle, because like the struggle, that's where you form yourself. And I really like, for example, like this scenario as an example. Like the other day, like I was watching this video, and this guy was talking, and he used this analogy about like why it is so important for you, for example, to not consume yourself by watching porn and masturbating. And the reason that he gave is because imagine yourself now, you're like 13 or 14 years old, and for some reason like you feel attracted to a girl or something like that, but then obviously you're spineless, you don't have courage, you don't have strength, maybe you don't have the resources for you to feel confident. So what do? You just like go straight into the hub, quick dopamine release, understand, and then boom, your brain feels like it has done its job. And you need to understand that this mechanism is very toxic, because like if you're 15 or 16, you're in the very beginning, maybe like there is still a way for you to fix that up. But imagine yourself, for example, now you keep going on this exact method. Every time that you feel aroused or whatever, you go boom, and then like you get instant gratification. By the time you're 30, 35, you're somebody who can't control himself, and most likely is deeply addicted. And the more addicted you are, the less confidence you have in yourself, and so on. Do you understand? Like, so that's basically the core message that I'm trying to convey to you, but I want you to apply it to every situation in your life. And the same thing is like in your financial situation. For example, let's say every time I don't know, like you want to make some extra money, and you automatically just go and ask your friend, or maybe like your parents or whatever, like, please can you borrow me money, and I will give you back, I will give you back. And it can be like small amounts, for example 20 euros, dollars, pounds, whatever, 20, then 50, then 100, then 20, then 50, and 100, 20, and 50, and 100. And basically what you're doing is that you're forsaking your dignity. You're forsaking your dignity and your self-confidence, because you truly don't have a plan on you, or you're not even capable to get whatever you're supposed to get. Do you understand? You as a man, you need to go out there and you need to look for it, chase it, and get it. And that's why you need to be delusional. Do you understand? I'm not saying to you that you need to start like anything very complex or crazy, or like NASA go to the moon. It can be something small. It can be just like even a side hustle. For example, you don't have a job, start finding a job. You don't really like jobs, and you're one of them people that say like, no, I'd rather do something else, blah blah blah, maybe even something illegal and stuff. Then start just by working part-time, and then eventually work your way up. And at a certain point, because if you're delusional and you keep thinking about like what is it that you're truly missing in your life, and what is it that you're supposed to be doing for you to achieve success in your life, then that will becomes your thought pattern. You understand? Every time that's what you think. For example, before going to sleep, subconsciously you think about that. You're going on a train somewhere, that's what you think about. While you're working your job, that's what you keep thinking about. And that's exactly what you need. You need that that passive loop of thought but has to be positive for you to get whatever you want. And in this case, using myself as an example, I've never truly been skilled about like in anything. Like I never had any skills whatsoever. But like in my life, I dared so many times. For example, in my early 20s, as soon as I had like some spare money, even a couple of hundreds, I would just like try to dump it into a business or like a hustle or whatever. Obviously, most of the times I failed, I lost money, and I even felt out of place because obviously probably those money I needed them. But looking back, like looking at now after 10 years or whatever, I'm truly proud of myself because I became a different person. I became the kind of person that can become rich. You understand? That's where people say you need to strive in becoming the person that deserves the millions, for example, and you're not gonna chase the millions before you become that person. Because there was, by being delusional, there were instances where I dared to take a risk, and guess what? Like the idea kind of got traction a little bit, and I even made like a fair amount of money. But the problem is that I was never the kind of person that was truly ready to handle what God sent my way. And obviously, if you're not ready, then God is gonna take it off your way, and you need just to try again. And I learned many skills. You understand, like videography, editing. Like I speak multiple languages, and I can do multiple things. That's not the point, but yes. So basically, I can do multiple things. And currently, for example, why I'm saying this, because this is like my very experience, and when I think about it, like I kind of cringe sometimes within myself, because like I'm trying to build a media platform. I keep posting videos, but yet I get no views. You understand? I need to grow my page, but I don't want to spend money on ads. And I just came to this conclusion not long ago. Do you understand? Where I truly have to lean over the edge a little bit. Do you understand? So most likely I'll have to put myself out there and record, for example, these videos on YouTube, because I might find the future users for my platform organically, because probably they like my mindset, or they like the person I am, whatever the case might be. Do you understand? But without going too far from the main points, I need this for myself. You understand? I need to be delusional, because obviously since my teenage years, like my main objective is to change my family situation and become wealthy, and obviously break generational curses. So with me being delusional about creating this platform, which is crazy, do you understand? As I said, every time I say it, I just like cringe, and I'm like, I have no coding skills, I have no skills like relating to whatever I'm trying to do. Do you understand? The only thing that I can do is just record videos, edit, which is not like something small, because in itself it is a skill. But obviously, people that they usually try to build platforms and stuff, they have co-founders, they have resources, they have investors, they know how to code their own thing. While for me, it would be more like a sort of um, management position, or even like I would actively build the platform, obviously, because I'm the one who has to like put down all the structure and stuff. But eventually, I would have to build a team. For example, somebody who can do that task, somebody who can do that task, somebody who can do the other task, and then eventually just like look over the project. But the thing is that for me to get to the level where like I need to convince somebody to come and do that for me, I have either to pay them very good money, which I can't because I don't have the money for it, or I have to share my vision and make them believe in it. But the problem is, because I've tried both, you understand? And the problem with the second one is that if somebody truly believes in the project and stuff, he either has to be an equal person in terms of doing things, you understand, like two equals. Because if it's somebody that you are the main guy and somebody is below you, yes, they can believe in the mission, but it's gonna come at a certain point when it's gonna get hard, where no results will show. So at that point, they're gonna start questioning your vision, obviously. Do you understand? So that's why, long story short, if you wanna do something with somebody, you need to make sure that your vision becomes their vision. They need to embody it. They will need to go through the struggle with you. And that's why you need to be delusional. And do I know if this idea is gonna work? Absolutely not. And to be honest, I have also like a bias in my head that tells me most likely your idea will flop, not because of the whole idea, but because of the execution. Do you understand? And every time that I get this kind of thought, I try to fight it and I try to do something against it. For example, let's say today I wasn't planning to record a video, but then I had this kind of thoughts. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the camera, I'm gonna record the video because I need to prove myself and need to be delusional. You understand? That's why the importance of being delusional. And yes, because everything seems so hard in the beginning, and that delusion is the very thing that keeps you going. It's not even motivation, it's not even capability, because for one reason or another you can always give up. But if you're delusional, if you truly believe in yourself, that you really have it in your hands, then at that point you will have all the energy of this world to persist and move towards your goal. And regardless of the age that you are, you need to choose something within your caliber in the very beginning. Obviously, I'm not telling you you never done business or you haven't done anything on the side. You've always been the average regular person, no study, just normal work, 9 to 5, and now all of a sudden you want to change the world. Obviously, that's a process. If you want to do that and you want to be delusional in that sense, then you're welcome to understand. I actually would respect that. But what I would respect more is that if we speak and I see you like a couple of years down the line and you're still persevering towards your goal, that to me means this guy is delusional and most likely is gonna make it. And not because like you know what to do, but it's because regardless of what you try to do or not do, like you're always there. You're always there. For example, sometimes like yes, you want to do something physically, but you're not gonna do it, or sometimes you don't feel like doing something physically, so you're not gonna do it regardless. But if the delusion is always in your head, and while you're there, you're thinking about it, you understand, then it's just a matter of time before you gather some courage and just like carry on with your goals. So with that being said, I don't want to make the video very long. Just be delusional, my friend. Be delusional, please. You only live one life, and for every time that you've been disrespected or disregarded or belittled, did you understand, you owe it to yourself. And I understand there are certain things that you need to put yourself out there to understand. Your delusion is like, I need to put myself out there, like me in this instance. I need to record videos, and I go through the risk that like some of the people that I know, they might watch this video and then like make fun of me. Probably that's not the case, but there are always some people, because like I've been doing this like for quite some time now, so like everyone in my life knows that I'm delusional and this is what I'm trying to do. So the worst case scenario is that I'm gonna become a homeless with no goals and no ambitions. This is the worst case scenario. Let's say I lose myself down the line and I lose my money, my mind and everything. But if not, I could truly build the next big thing that's gonna revolutionize the world, because creator economy is just expanding, and I'm tired of grinding and posting and not get results, not get views and stuff. So right now, this is the proof of me being delusional. The only reason why I'm recording this video and you're watching is because I'm being delusional. Because today, for some reason, I said to myself, you should leave this idea. Not even actively saying that to myself, but there was that little voice in my head that was telling me, probably this very bad idea, you're not qualified to do this. And I was like, I don't need to be qualified. So I grabbed the camera and now I'm recording. So with that being said, this is the self group, and the main topic for the channel is about knowing thyself, because I can give you like plenty of advice, but if there is one advice that I could choose and just give you, is know thyself. Because if you don't know yourself, you're always gonna be collateral damage or collateral effect to other people's decisions. Do you understand? So you would never lead your life the way you're supposed to or you want to. And if for some reason, like everything I'm talking about never even popped in your head, and therefore you never even thought about it, and this is the very trigger for you to do so, I want you to think of yourself as a highly capable person, a person with a lot of potential, and somebody who perseveres. If you have watched like the movie McDonald's, you understand what I'm trying to make, because like obviously I read books and that's where I know about perseverance, but when I say perseverance or persistence, always comes to me that movie when you see the old guy trying to sell his ice cream machines throughout the whole country, and eventually like eventually he manages to land to the right spot and finds the opportunity. And obviously I don't want to spoil you the movie, but yes, just watch it, like the founder, like the movie of McDonald's. And if that guy did what he did and now McDonald's is what it is, who are you or who am I to not get the same results? With that being said, believe in yourself, trust yourself, love yourself, be delusional, my friend, and I'll see you in the next video.